Hi everyone. Today the market has opened above compared to yesterday's close, so we've had a bit of a gap. However, the candle right now is a little bearish, but that doesn't mean anything because, it fluctuates. It's not always green candles, there's green and red candles. We could still see a little bit more of a rise next week because it's Friday, so we'll wait for that. Looking at the Dow Jones is also showing the same thing. It's actually a little bit more bearish because there's an inverted hammer candle pattern, which is a bit more bearish, but it has the same sort of conclusion that it's likely to keep going up in the next few days as well. For the NASDAQ looks a bit more bearish compared to the rest, at least in terms of its size, because the NASDAQ is showing it was able to open above the close, but now it's closing within this candle. However, as I keep saying, sometimes what happens is that you have green and red candles. If the price does proceed to come down, right, if the price comes down in the next few days, then this would be seen as a resistance, okay? Which could likely lead to a consolidation, probably. That's why I keep saying that you just want to be cautious, right? I I believe that the price would keep going up, but I could be wrong. The price can likely go down and start to consolidate a little bit earlier than I thought, right? So I can't predict with certainty on my analysis where each thing will happen exactly. But yeah, so looking at companies, Apple's been responding towards the 200 moving average, and it is. However, the price today has declined any sort of gains it did yesterday. And for Metaverse is just completely in a no man's zone. It's been like this for a while. It's been like this since 2023. Besides that one time from August till October or from November. But ever since then, Metaverse has been just delivering rocket gains. I remember a lot because I bought, and I'm not joking, like I literally bought Metaverse back over here. Or I think, no, I think if I'm not wrong, I bought it actually here. I know that sounds crazy, but I actually did it because what happened was I was waiting to position my investment on Metaverse right here, but I wanted to accumulate a bit more cash, so I waited a bit more time to come in, and I kind of wanted to get it in a cheaper price because I averaged it before over here and over here, so I kind of wanted to make a bit more of a wider span on the average, and so when it went down, I saw that there was a hammer pattern, and I decided to invest into that. And so I remember the price that I got was somewhat around here. It was like $91.4. And look at what it's at now. It's almost at $500. That's pretty much five times. Now, looking at that's Metaverse for Google. Google is Google hasn't been just completely rocketing since November till now. It has gone up, but Google has had a little bit more struggle, I will say, compared to the other tech companies from 2023. It's although you really can see though that the Google is really respecting these moving averages like the 50, the 100, and I think it will continue, but it's really respecting towards the 50 moving average. And we could see that. Really, the price here can go up, and so this can make some sort of entries in the future. And for Microsoft, finally, Microsoft is kind of in the same context as the NASDAQ. It was able to respect the 40 moving average and it's gone up, but it's sort of the same thing where it can go up in the next few days or it might respect this top. Okay. Now, today is going to be a very, very quick lesson because there's really not much patterns today that we can really discuss. So today's going to be a lot more calmer. In that case, to not leave it off here, we can just look at more companies and see if there's really anything. So if we look at, let's say, Nvidia has now shown a decline for today. I would say that Nvidia looks it looks very likely that it will come down because it's completely 90 degrees from the 20 moving average. Now, looking at Metaverse, and the reason why I'm bringing up Metaverse is because I remember Metaverse did a similar thing where it was so above the 20 moving average and it went back down, but it didn't go down so much, it just met the 20. That could possibly, you know what? The thing is that I want to tell you that this might happen, right? This sort of sequence and this sort of behavior might happen in Nvidia. Even though Nvidia is very overpriced compared to what it's actually worth. But remember that a company's production value, a company, whatever it can produce, that sort of value, the intrinsic value, is its long term value, not its short term value. So sometimes people are swayed away with earnings. And of course, if Nvidia is overpriced to what it actually can produce, so there's really no reason up in the future that I can't keep delivering more and more better earnings because they can't support that. So that's why this makes it dangerous. But I will say that it could, because of what it's doing, it could go up maybe in a few months, right? It could go up, even though it looks so overdue. And I know that because of experience, that sometimes happens. But just because that sometimes happens does not mean that I invest, like I trade in it because it's too risky. No one knows for certain, and I just would rather not enter in that sort of way of trading. Looking at Amazon, Amazon has been also going up. It's been able to rise a bit more. It respects the 200 moving average here. Now, it's really just as any other company. Really, you can't. It looks, well, I don't know. Like, there has to be more indicators indicating that the price can come down. But if the price does stay still at this level, it is making it hard for this price to go above this sort of resistance. So that's what could be going on with Amazon. And for Tesla, Tesla has had a price decline. Now, I will say, because I know Tesla for a while, Tesla stock is a little bit different a little bit different compared to other stocks, especially in tech. Well, even though this is an automotive company, but it really is a tech company as well. That Tesla stock usually moves in a volatile manner. It usually has a lot of, like, when it declines quite a bit, but it does it quite shortly. And so if it declined like this, it's likely to bottom and go up. Now, it was a different context in 2022 because of macro, like there was actual reasons. Now the price has been going down really because of any reason, and also because of not extreme optimism with Tesla stock and what they're producing, but that's fine because Tesla's companies always like that. They're always releasing projects that they can't support at the moment, but the way how they work and the way how they solve things in their company is makes it harder for those events not to happen. So, but some people don't know that, so they're sometimes very pessimistic on this type of stock. And yeah, that's it for today. This was a very quick video. There's not much to say right now in the S&P. I think we're going to see something more interesting, even though I'm not going to say these past 2 weeks, the market has been going up a lot. And that's the thing that I'm going to tell you, because this is the normal routine, normal life about the market, that sometimes there's days which seem normal, like right now. But when you look at them from the past, I mean, sorry, when you look at them from the future, from the next 3 weeks or the next few months, you think like, wow, the return here was enormous, even though it looks normal to us. Because you can't know what will happen in the next 2 days, next 3 days, in combination, how much they will move by price difference. Either 10% gain, 20% gain, any of that. So I just want to let you know that's why you want to, depending if you're trading or investing, if you're investing, you really should not care, when you should invest in technically if you're investing in the long term, because I mean, do you really care if the stock will goes down in the next 3 weeks, even though you're holding a company for the next 10 years? No, because you care what return you're going to get in the next 10 years. All right, so you don't really care the price performance. In trading, of course, you do care. You do care where the price will go in the short term. Right now, in the short term, the market doesn't look extremely clear. I would say with more technical, without any sort of, let's say, fundamental sort of analysis of a company, in technical terms, the market looks a bit due to make a retracement. So that's something that you should be prepared to be a bit cautious. But looking at, like, in a day trading perspective, the price can go up a little bit more for the next few days. But you do want to prepare for a bit of a short-term downward movement. Okay, so that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow.